You are good. Awesome.
Okay.
Okay.
I did that myself. So sorry.
Oh,
I thought you had to unmute me.
Yeah, I'm going to mute myself, and we're just going to let you get started. Thank you, Charlene.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. My name is Charlene Hunt, and I'm the Director for Dual Credit Partnerships at LeTourneau University. I'd like to personally thank Ms. Redmond and her administrative team for inviting me to give you an overview of LeTourneau University's dual credit program and a brief introduction about who we are as a university. My goal this evening is twofold: to share the vision and mission of the university, and to give you an overview of our program, including our enrollment procedures. The first thing I'd like to do is to share a short video with you. It's called Build Your Story. And I think it's important because it gives you a sense of who we are as a university and how we are inspiring future generations to live out their faith using their God-given gifts and abilities to further God's kingdom. I hope that as you watch this video that you can envision yourself as one of those students who are preparing for their life's calling. So let me see if I can share my screen.
This is about.
Let's see.
Your story doesn't start when you get to college, but college is a place where your story can be built. And what you build, why you build it, that matters. There's a rich history here, a legacy of building. R.G. LeTourneau amazed the world by inventing huge, powerful machines. But he changed the world through the power of his faith. There's an intentional connection between purpose and practice. We combine professional training and an unapologetic faith in Christ that runs deep. We build solutions to real problems that help real people. That's who we are. We're a community of builders. LeTourneau graduates are changing the world with a relentless commitment to innovation, reclaiming authentic community, inspiring future generations, and developing future technology. Our work is rooted in Christ-like boldness. And our calling compels us to claim every workplace in every nation as our mission field.
I hope you enjoyed that video. It's one of my favorite ones that our marketing team has put out. Like you, every student that's featured in that video went through the same process of trying to figure out their purpose in life and how that unfolds after high school. What they had in common was a desire to be the best that they could be at whatever calling God had on their lives. Students, those of you who are participating in this chat session, I hope you realize what an awesome opportunity that you're getting to get a jump start on your college education. The amazing thing about dual credit is that you don't have to know where you're going to be going to college or even what your major is going to be. The key is to keep an open mind and heart to hear what God's leading in your life is. So just keep that in mind as you're trying to decide, you know, is dual credit right for me? If it's not, should I try it? It's a great opportunity, and I hope that many of you will decide to at least try one class and just get an idea of what college is all about. The other thing I wanted to share with you is a PowerPoint that I have. I present this usually in person instead of on Teams, but it's for families and students who are considering taking dual credit or have already decided to take a class and they just need some instructions to get started. It's going to be a lot of information. I'll just tell you that up front, but don't worry. This information is going to be going to Ms. Redmond, and a lot of this information is on our website. So don't think that you have to remember everything that I'm sharing with you. I'm hoping that you're going to take away from this just the key features of dual credit. I talk a little bit about transferability, how to sign up, what the website looks like, a little bit of that. Just know that after this presentation, we're going to be opening it up through the chat section of Teams to answer all of your questions. And I'll be here as long as you need me to just dig into whatever questions you might have, whether it's specifically about our program or the university or anything to do with our dual credit program. So let me share my screen again. Let's see.
Welcome to an overview of LeTourneau University's dual credit program and enrollment procedures. My name is Charlene Hunt, and I will be narrating today's presentation. My contact information will be given on the last slide. So let's get started. Before I give you the steps to enrollment, I wanted to briefly share with you the key features and advantages of dual credit. My name is Charlene Hunt, along with academic preparation and credit accumulation. My contact included are accelerated pathways to a college. Welcome to an overview of LeTourneau University's dual credit program and enrollment procedures. My name is Charlene Hunt, and I will be narrating today's presentation. My contact information will be given on the last slide. So let's get started. Before I give you the steps to enrollment, I wanted to briefly share with you the key features and advantages of dual credit. My name is Charlene Hunt, along with academic preparation and credit accumulation. My contact included are accelerated pathways to a college degree, and at a minimum, one of the most important questions I get from students.
Is that echoing?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm so sorry about that. I don't know what's going on. I may just have to narrate it myself.
That sounds
Okay. Okay. Hold on. Okay, can you see my screen now?
Yes.
With the key features of dual credit?
Yes, we see.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Sorry about that, guys. I'm not sure what's going on with the echo, but okay. Some of the key features of dual credit, as you can see from this slide, are the academic preparation and credit accumulation, which provides a course experience to traditionally underserved populations. There's a lot of, as you can see, great things about dual credit. What I really love is that it builds college awareness for students who are really not typically thinking even about going to college. One thing I really like to talk about with students is dual credit transferability. One of the most important questions that I get from students and parents is whether or not our courses will transfer to other colleges and universities since we are a private university. It's kind of a hard question to answer because there's over 5,000 colleges and universities in the U.S. However, all of our general education courses, which are the ones that most high school students take, have been mapped to the Texas Common Core numbering system. There you can compare any of our general education courses to other public colleges and universities in Texas to see how they transfer in. Ultimately, it's up to the receiving institution to determine whether or not they will accept the transfer credit. Sometimes what I tell students is it's a better question to ask whether or not the course will be part of your degree sequence, not necessarily whether or not it'll transfer. Okay, how do I sign up? Well, the best thing to do is to familiarize yourself with the dual credit website. There are links and resources that you'll need there throughout your sign up process and even after you're a dual credit student. So make sure that you check out the dual credit website. The web address is right there on the screen, and we'll give it to you afterwards too. A quick side note for parents who are listening, it's really a good idea to let your student apply and go through the whole process, even though you might want to do it for them. This gets them used to navigating the website and responsible for their username and password and all the ins and outs of our system. So you might just want to let them take over there. This next screen is what our login screen looks like. When you're ready to apply, you're going to click on the yellow or blue button from our website, and it's going to take you right to this screen in Dual Enroll. DualEnroll.com is the software that we use for enrolling students, so it takes you from the application all through the registration process. This next slide is a sheet that's on our website. It's kind of an instruction, four-step instruction process. And it's going to give you every step of the application. This next slide is called the Course Finder. And one thing that I want to point out here is it's very important for you to filter by the correct term and where you want to take the course. So, for instance, this particular student on this next slide chose, this is a McKinney student, it looks like they chose algebra, math 1203, and they made sure that Ms. Wong was their instructor, that it was a face-to-face class, and once they knew that all that was correct, then they click on the register button. One of the things that the process doesn't prompt you right away to do, but it's very important, is to complete the FERPA waiver. For those of you that don't know what a FERPA waiver is or are not familiar with that term, it's something that every college student has to complete while they're in college. And basically what it is, it's allowing other people besides yourself to access your academic records and your financial records. Be sure that if you want mom and dad to be able to call and ask about your class or any tuition that's owed, that you put them on the FERPA waiver. But that's completely up to you who you list there. The other thing that's listed on here is the directory. We have an internal directory of all of our students, and you can choose to either participate in that directory or not. It doesn't matter to us. It's only internal, but it's good to be able to have your contact information. So that's what that part is. The next slide is called the Student Success Notification, and this is the very last email that you're going to get from dualenroll.com. Basically, it says, congratulations, you're now enrolled. It'll tell you the classes that you're in, and it gives you some more information that you need to read, including setting up your MyLETU account. As I mentioned, dual credit or dualenroll.com is our software that we use, but it is only for registration. It doesn't have anything to do with your MyLETU account. That account is the account you're going to set up to access your LeTourneau email account, your Canvas, which is where you're going to access your course. It'll have the syllabus and all the information about your instructor. Even if it's a face-to-face class, our instructors are instructed to use Canvas, especially for grading. So make sure that you're checking your email. I spoke to Ms. Redmond earlier today, and one of the things that we talked about was that dual credit students are not used to checking their email. That is going to be the primary form of communication between you, our office, and your instructors. So be sure that you're checking your email account. That's just part of being a college student. And believe it or not, when you're in the dual credit program, we consider you just like any of our other students. So just keep that in mind. You're going to have to be responsible enough to be checking your notifications so that if there is something that's still pending, that you're on top of it, okay? That you're not just calling and say, I don't know what to do next. You've got to be proactive for your application and registration and then accessing your course, okay? This next slide says, I'm a dual credit student, now what? Well, congratulations, you've read through the whole enrollment process, but believe it or not, that's just the first step. As a dual credit student, you must begin to think like a college student. That requires learning how to set up your MyLETU student account and learning how to use Canvas, our learning management system. That's where you'll find your course. You'll discover other resources that are available to you as a student. One of the things that we do is we offer tutoring. We also have a writing lab that you can submit your papers to. So we want to give you every opportunity to succeed in your class. We definitely want you to have a good experience so you'll be ready for college right after high school. And the next slide, next to the last slide, and this is my all-time favorite slide because it talks about the dual credit scholarship. For those of you who are looking for scholarship dollars, here's some information about our dual credit scholarship. This scholarship is awarded to any dual credit student who's interested in continuing their education at LeTourneau University's main campus in Longview, Texas. This scholarship is worth a total of $68,000. And we don't limit the number of students who can receive this scholarship per year. This past fall, I believe we had 141 students who received that scholarship. So it's an amazing opportunity to get some scholarship money. It really reduces the price of tuition, and Longview's not really that far from where you live. So it's still in Texas, still you're able to, go home. It's not a hop and a skip, but not too far from that. So the last slide is my contact information. This is my email, and my assistant, Amy Hayden, is the one who facilitates all of the enrollment processes. So she's the one that's probably going to be sending you a text or an email that says, hey, I need your FERPA. You haven't completed your parent consent, which is part of the whole process. So take those numbers down, and we want to be readily available to you. We also, on our website, we have technical support. One of the things that students often have problems with is knowing how to know where to ask for help. So we try to make it as clear as we can so that you have all the tools that you need. I think that's all I have as far as the slideshow, but I can definitely answer questions that you might have that you've submitted.
Mrs. Adams, are you monitoring the chat room? Do you have some questions? Why don't you go ahead and unmute yourself? It won't let me mute myself, so I'll just be quiet.
So far, there have not been any questions.
Oh.
Okay, wow.
One thing that I think is you touched on was making sure that the students use their email. Okay, so that means one thing that you and I talked about, and I want to make sure that parents understand, is that the payment for this, it's all done online, it's handled through LeTourneau, and LeTourneau is going to contact the student for payment, not the parent. So it's really, really important that that email be checked and be monitored, because basically, any kind of information financially will come to that email, not to a parent email.
Right.
And to clarify, that's their LeTourneau email.
Correct.
Yeah.
Part of the process of becoming a student is to apply, and then because you are at a partner school, you automatically go to accepted, and being accepted in our system triggers an email from our IT department that says, hey, congratulations, you're a dual credit student, so it's time for you to set up your username and password. That is also the same process for setting up your webmail. And you can access your LeTourneau email straight from your Canvas account. Are there specific course numbers?
Yeah.
Yes. As I was talking to Ms. Redmond earlier, we do not have your fall courses set up yet. We're working on that. When you sign up to be a dual credit student, you will be picking San Antonio Christian as your school. And so once those courses are set up, the only classes that you are going to see are the ones that are specific to San Antonio Christian. So for instance, if you're going to be taking U.S. history, it's going to be HIST 2113, but the section code that you're going to be looking at is only the section code for your school. If you were to select like section ZQ, which is a general section, that's just for any student taking dual credit, and you want to be sure that you select the right section because you want to be in the class with all your peers from your school. But the way our system is set up, you shouldn't even be able to see the other sections unless you're going to be selecting a general class from the rest of our courses that are available.
And then the courses we offer on our campus that are dual credit would be English 1301 and 1302. That's junior English on our side. It's going to be your freshman history on the college side. Same with history 1301 and 1302. That's your junior history, but it would be your freshman history on the college side. We also offer dual credit psychology on campus, dual credit chemistry, dual credit government, and then our dual credit English for seniors, which would be your sophomore level in college, is online.